Hello and welcome to the Dead Game Podcast, also known as the Inbetween Podcast, where we talk about dead games and Peter Molyneux and some other things.
We have come to realise we haven't talked enough about Peter Molyneux.
We're going to be talking about
time.
Peter Molyneux a lot more now because we've replaced the Denny Dye tweet at the end with the Peter Molydeux tweet. So.
For the time being, yeah.
Until
either Peter Molyneux or Danny Dyer picks up their place on Twitter.
If Peter Molyneux wants to be on the podcast, we'll have him on.
Yeah. I want first question. What's the first question? Where's Milo?
Yeah, but I just got to say, I'm Joe Scornbrace. You are Tony Tonzadati.
Yeah, that's definitely
First,
me.
got to introduce ourselves to anyone who's listening to the podcast for the first time, so they don't get confused.
That makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so TF2 is not a dead game. I came on the podcast 2 weeks ago, and I was like, or was it a week ago, or was it 2 weeks ago?
It was 2 weeks ago, for sure.
And I said, TF2 is a dead game, basically, because... no, I was like, no one's playing TF2.
But we now have to proclaim then, if that statement is true, most games on Steam are also dead.
Yeah, I went on the Steam stats, and like, TF2 is like one of the most played games on Steam. It's insane.
Isn't it like number 6 or 7 last time?
Yeah, it's in the top 10 most played games on Steam, like active players. I thought that was crazy. Like it had more players than like Rust and Gary's mod.
And GTA 5.
Yeah, which was insane.
So GTA 5 is a dead game.
GTA
TF2
5,
is a dead game.
anything below TF2 now on the Steam chart is a dead game because TF2 is a dead game. I proclaimed last podcast. So sorry.
So either it's undead. Or it never died, it's just small.
Fala Morgulis, what is dead may never die.
Yeah, or it's still dead, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
From the waves.
So I'm going to try and do something new in the introduction. I've put a lot of smaller news points just so I can quickly go over them, and we won't go too in-depth in this stuff.
Well, we haven't, I assume neither of us have really been playing anything of any...
I've been watching Twitch IRL, Ice Poseidon and Andy in New York, and Power Rangers, basically.
Yeah. I haven't done anything other than Space Invaders and Power
Rangers. I completed Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
Oh, yeah.
I played through Episode 1 and Episode 2, and I got the gnome all the way through Episode 2.
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot saying I got Keemstar to space.
Yeah, at first I liked the gnome. He was like Mr. Gnomey. But towards the end where you're trying to like drive with this gnome in your car or like trying to grav gun it across the map while getting shot by a helicopter, you're like, I fucking hate this gnome, dude. I don't know why I'm carrying this piece of shit. Like, at the end it was like, fuck you, Keemstar, I'm sending you to space. Like, I just wanted to get rid of this little gnome. I tried to do the grub achievement as well, because there's an achievement for killing every grub in Half-Life 2, because there's like this section where you go into like the Antlion kind of spawn place.
Yeah.
And I killed every Antlion grub bar 3. So
you missed 3?
The thing is, I wasn't following a guide or anything. I was just trying to kill all the Antlion grubs I could see. Because I was like, I'm not going to follow a guide. Like, if I do it, cool. But if I miss it, I miss it. I'm not really that bothered. But yeah, I killed 300. I think it's 330 grubs I killed, and you need 333, I think it is. So that feels bad, man.
You wasted your time on that one, then.
No, not really. I don't think I wasted. It was fun still.
What, killing all the grubs?
Well, the thing is, I'm killing. So at one section, you get chased down by this giant Antlion guard, right? So I'm like killing all these grubs while I'm getting chased by this giant Antlion grubs while carrying a gnome. So you have to run from section to section, but you can't run while you're carrying the gnome. So I have to shoot this gnome across these fucking caves and then just sprint across. And I'm like, shit, trying to kill grubs.
Throw off the map, though.
The gnome?
Yeah.
If I throw the gnome off the map, I lose it. I got to go back to another save.
That sucks.
I'm quick saving like a motherfucker in fucking Episode 2 with that gnome. I don't want to...
The quick save gnome.
Yeah. I was just like spamming quick save, so... At one section, I left the gnome behind. Like, I finished the helicopter section. Or like, I was at the end of the helicopter section where you go in and you throw the bombs at it to destroy it. But I left the gnome... I left the gnome and like... Because you go through a container and you jump down. I left the gnome and I couldn't go back. And I quick saved over like the point before that. So I had to like go back to a previous save a while ago and do it all again. Ugh. So that was kind of annoying, but...
Keemstar ruins your playthrough yet again.
What I've learned from playing Half-Life 2 Episode 2 is it's a really awesome game, but fuck you, Keemstar. I've said this once, I'll say it again. Fuck you, Keemstar. So another game that me and Tony saw, I think it's coming to PlayStation 4, was this Everything game. And I looked at it at the beginning, and I was like, yeah, this kind of looks
like,
okay.
And the first thing you see is like a bear with no animations as it moves across. It just like rotates around everywhere.
Yeah, so we saw it, and it was like, oh, you can be anything. It was like, oh yeah, so load of like, artistic
but
bullshit.
as it went along, it just added more and more stuff.
It was actually really cool. As every time it like went into something, went out and stuff, I was like, at first I thought I was going to play this game for like half an hour and get bored, but it actually looks really cool. Like we said, it was like, this is like the Peter Molyneux game, basically.
I still feel like you have a limited time of it though. I feel like it's gonna be like you play it for like 5 hours and then you've experienced everything.
Yeah, it depends.
It depends how much stuff they've actually crammed into it, because I feel like it's kind of the No Man's Sky effect. You play it for 5 hours.
I have no idea how it's priced. They just released it on the PlayStation YouTube channel, and it says it's a beautiful new interactive experience by David O'Reilly, and it's narrated by the late great philosopher Alan Watts. So it's coming out in like 2 days from this recording. It's the 19th today. So in 2 days we get Mass Effect Andromeda, which we'll talk about, and Everything. I'm kind of more hyped for Everything than I am for Mass Effect Andromeda, to be honest with you. From what I've heard from Mass Effect Andromeda.
Well, you're not even a massive fan of Mass Effect anyway. After Mass Effect 1 and the Citadel incident.
I've only played Mass Effect 1, and I really didn't like it. I didn't like the combat. I didn't like... I got really lost.
I would say Andromeda, you'd like it more.
I saw the trailers from Andromeda. I was like, this looks really good.
If it worked like the trailers, then yeah. I'm hoping it all gets fixed for the actual game. I'm not sure though if it's fixable.
So I'll just quickly finish about Everything. So what happened was you kind of went into this bear, and then the animation was he was just flipping over and over, and it looked super funny. I definitely recommend checking out the trailer.
It is weird. I'll link it though.
Yeah, I'll link it in the description. It's on the PlayStation channel. It's called Everything in all caps. Coming out in 2 days. So there's very worrying news about Mass Effect, because we'll kind of naturally move on to this. So PC Gamer, Giant Bomb, and Rock Paper Shotgun have all reported, having PC Gamer had mixed feelings, and Rock Paper Shotgun and Giant Bomb kind of said they didn't enjoy the first hour or so of gameplay because they've released they've removed the NDA from like the first early hour of Mass Effect Andromeda. They've had reports that it's very glitchy, bad animations, like to a point where characters will hold guns backwards. People will just get up. People will just get up and leave scenes as animations are going on, and still the dialogue doesn't matter at all in Mass Effect. It's still that illusion. To
be fair though, when it comes to the actual dialogue stuff, I understand why they would because if you've got dialogue that actually does sort of matter like further into the game, you have to disconnect it for the demo basically. So you kind of understand that you wouldn't be able to tell if the dialogues actually matter or not.
Yeah,
but there are smaller dialogues which should matter somewhat, which they haven't implemented into the game, which is a little bit annoying.
But I think people aren't trusting since Mass Effect 3, where you
didn't
do all these choices and it's like red, green, or blue.
It was so bad. You've done all these choices from like the first game, second game, and like all of the third game, and then it's suddenly just like, I'll choose a colour.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not what we wanted. We wanted that you didn't have a choice. The only choice was the choice you've made throughout the entire series.
Mm. When I was talking to Tony about the illusion of choice in games, I mentioned a kind of a gym video he was doing on the early access of Nier Automata, which just came out recently as well, if you want to check that out, where he said he was talking about the illusion of choice, like the Telltale effect is a good illusion of choice.
I personally I don't mind. I understand it's an illusion. I don't mind it, because there are in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 there are like small choices. Like, even though the Mass Effect 3's ending is actually completely terrible and completely shit, there's still like small choices that like influence the world. Yeah, which I'm fine with. So the illusion to me still works until the ending, and that's fine for me. But I know a lot of people don't like that. I think it has a lot of diminishing returns, these illusions. Yeah, I think because when you play your first Telltale game, like I am right now, I'm playing the Batman one, so I'm kind of like, oh, this is really cool, like my choices are mattering stuff. When you get into your next Telltale game, you kind of see, oh, okay, that's how it works, sort of thing. I think they haven't quite gone far enough to put, like, there needs to be more world changes, even if it's smaller. Then it's just more small things and maybe like a few bigger overarching things as well in these choices.
It seems
it's harder to code though.
It seems like to me, Mass Effect Andromeda has a lot of the problems that Fallout 4 had. Really bad animations.
Yeah.
Glitchy. Choices and dialogue stuff didn't really matter that much.
Yeah. We'll have to see though, but
that's because
it's not been looking good for Mass Effect.
I feel like all the budget from Fallout 4 went into making that Mr. Codsworth, who just knew everyone's name.
I think Codsworth and Settlements is all of their assets went into, like nothing else.
Well, I think they went, oh yeah, survival games are really popular. Let's put all of our, eggs into the settlement basket. And to me,
well, they've done that. They even made the hardcore mode for like the food and stuff as well.
Mm.
So they've made it like you can play it like a pure like survival buildy buildy survival crafting.
Yeah,
thing.
one of those kind of like Rust games or whatever.
Yeah. It's pretty much how you can play it at this point.
But I'm someone who really enjoyed number 3, Fallout 3, and I like the idea of being a lone wanderer and just, scavenging across the world.
I feel like if they didn't if they added all these things but didn't remove the choices and like all the complicated stuff you could do like in number 3, I don't think anyone would have a problem with Fallout 4. But I think because they've replaced what people liked from Fallout 3. And replaced it with the survival elements and like the settlement elements. It's not like they've traded in like too much for not what people actually wanted, really.
Yeah. So there's been more news about the animation team because apparently people were sending threats to someone on Twitter who had in their bio, I am the lead animator for Mass Effect Andromeda, and then it turned out it wasn't the person who was the lead animator for Mass Effect Andromeda, so they just made it up. Like, I don't condone like personally attacking someone for a game, but also, why would you put in your Twitter bio you were the lead animator for Mass Effect Andromeda unless you were trying to agonize people?
Yeah, I feel
like a pretty fucking stupid idea.
I feel like that's what happened.
Apparently, they were like some sort of ex-EA employee who'd been identified as the animator, but they definitely did put they were the lead animator of Andromeda in their Twitter bio, so I don't know about that. Don't send people death threats. Didn't they have that thing before with Mass Effect where someone was getting death threats?
Number 3, wasn't it?
One of the female writers.
Yeah, there's something weird going on. I can't actually remember the details.
You've got Google, kids. You can look it up.
It's ages ago.
Actually, I have Google. I can look it up.
Yeah, but how meaningful is it, do you think? You just want to see the parallels?
I just want to see the name, really. Tony, fill the time, whatever.
I'm also curious.
Talk about Andromeda, because you like Mass Effect. You're a big Mass Effect fan.
Yeah. I'm really annoyed because like the animations that in the trailer could have been really good, but it seems like they've got technical issues with their animations. And because let's be honest, like the gameplay for Mass Effect, like I think you would agree, like looks better than the first one was terrible, right? When it comes to like gameplay and mechanics, like fighting, like the core gameplay.
Apparently, Jennifer Helper in 2003 was harassed by fans for her work on Dragon Age 2. But still BioWare.
Yeah, so it's the same company. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was the same one.
I don't.
I feel like a lot of people have received death threats in BioWare because people love their RPGs.
People love like the stories, and when they fuck it up, people hate them.
Yeah.
So I think it just shows like how passionate they are. But yeah,
I don't know if we can just say, well, it's just passion. You can send people death threats. I don't think we'd ever condone that.
No, you cannot send people death threats, but I understand where they're coming from, though. But it is wrong.
I think if you're going to critique the game, critique it as a whole.
Yeah. Don't bother, try and find,
Just say, I don't like Mass Effect Andromeda because of this aspect.
But I think we are wired, as human beings, to try and find a person responsible, though. I honestly think that's what we try and do. You're responsible for this little bit, it's your fault. Instead of, the whole project's fault. It's that one person.
What you should do, if you don't like the game, 1, don't buy it. 2, don't play.
Yeah, but the problem is you have the dichotomy of they want to like the game, but they don't like the game. So they have to justify liking the games
Well,
themselves.
if you
They
play
like
less than 2
themselves.
hours, you can refund the game. And in special occasions, Steam is very lenient on these refunds as well.
Well,
If the game is broken.
this won't be on Steam though, will it? Because I assume it's going to only be through
of course.
Origin.
Sorry,
I think it's.
I just assumed in 2020 every game was on Steam.
Don't be ridiculous.
This is
EA won't do that.
No, they have the first 2 Mass Effects on Steam, don't they? Or...
Yeah, they have 1 and 2, but not 3.
Okay.
And they have Dragon Age 1, but not 2 or 3.
Okay. Anyway, so the thing you should do is if you've played the game, you're kind of reviewing it, you should...
Yeah, criticise the work, it's not attacking anyone personally.
What you should say is, I didn't like Mass Effect Andromeda because of these aspects.
Yeah.
So if you didn't like the animation, say, I didn't like the animation. And then, when people see this, when BioWare sees this, they go, okay, internally we can be like, we don't think your work was standard. Your work was good enough.
It's up
and
to
then
them
say,
to decide that.
Yeah, they can say to them, we're either going to say you've got to improve next time, or we're going to get rid of you, or they can fire them or whatever. But that's not up to you to be
a lot of times
judge, jury, and executioner on Mass
I would
Effect.
also like to argue as well. A lot of the
Andromeda.
time, it's not the developers' fault. Sometimes it is just EA.
Yeah.
They're like just like getting in there and like trying to screw everything up.
I side on the more of EA fucking up thing.
EA fucks up a lot of projects inside their development teams.
But I still definitely, even if EA was like, we need it out at this date and this date and this date, I still think...
No, but they fuck it over in other stuff as well, though. Like, I feel like they wanted to...
But I still...
Some story stuff requires more time than what EA gives them.
Because we saw how Titanfall 2 was released in like a really bad spot, like... between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, and it didn't stand a chance, really.
Yeah.
But it still had a solid game. The developers...
If they released it in, like, January
Was it
February.
DICE who did Titanfall 2?
Was it DICE?
I think it was DICE. I'll look at it.
Was it different DICE from the main DICE, was it?
I think DICE does a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they've expanded hugely because of how good they were.
Titanfall 2. I can check Wikipedia because it'll say. Respawn, sorry.
Respawn
Entertainment. Wait, they have a dice next to them. Thinking.
Well, it's 4, but in the shape of like a T. I'm not sure that's a correct dice.
Respawn, apparently, they were created, responsible for the development of Call of Duty franchise at Infinity Ward before 2010. Interesting. Wait, they're apparently making an untitled Star Wars project under EA as well. Okay, well that's something to look out for if it's good as Titanfall 1 or 2. I'd be interested to see that, but I don't trust EA to not fuck up Star Wars projects.
That's the thing, like the developers can be really solid under EA, but then EA can fuck it up.
What I was going to say is, even though EA can, I still think this is on BioWare for the animations.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we can just say, we hate EA.
There's no way EA could fuck up the animations. I put it that way. No way I can see, at least. Maybe there is a way they can do it.
People think it might be a rigging problem because...
Well, it's skeleton mapping and...
Yeah, because guns were like literally appearing behind people's hands or going the wrong way or just...
The problem I have as well, because this
is
it's technically like an hour demo.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it could easily be like an older build that they fixed all these problems with, or some other weird issue, but it's hard. But it's not a very good first impression.
Well, at least we didn't get to see all this stuff coming out a day before the game came out, like fucking Bethesda wants us to. Thank God that EA actually gave access to an early copy of the game, a couple weeks before it comes out. Like Jesus
I assume on their systems, like this demo didn't have these problems. That's what's really confusing me. Like surely they just like backpedal. Like if they saw that these problems existed before they gave it to everyone, surely they just backpedal and go, "Oh no, we don't have a demo anymore. We have technical difficulties." I just find that really weird that they released it. They must have not known it had these issues. Then people played it and showed these issues.
Did they? I'm assuming they did some sort of early access.
Well, it's only an hour. It takes some quick testing of it.
No, but I mean, like, I'm assuming it was some sort of pre-order reward or some sort of special edition reward that people got access to this sort of thing. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. But if that's the case, then they'd be incentivized to release a copy of the game no matter what state it was in. Is what the point I was trying to make. Yeah. So I'm still not sure about Mass Effect Andromeda. Just wait for the actual release and the reviews of the actual game, I'd say. I'm just
think
going
that's all we
to
can
check
really do
the
at the moment.
store now because I'm
You
not
can
sure.
press the old pre-order button and see what you get, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pre-order Mass Effect Andromeda right now, guys.
Ooh. Do you actually get anything? What?
Wait, what? It doesn't say what you get.
There's a no pre-order incentive.
Wait, so Deluxe Edition, snag the Mass Effect Amateur Deluxe Edition today and be prepared for whatever you come with multiple additional armor and outfit sets.
Yeah, that's just the deluxe. That's not pre-ordering.
And a pet space monkey to hang out on your ship. Whoa!
Get the deluxe edition.
I'm getting the Deluxe Edition of Mass Effect.
To be fair,
I'm pre-ordering it now.
I do actually want the deluxe edition.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
You want the pet space monkey to hang
Yeah.
out on your ship?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, I want to see what the other armors, the reskins they had look like as
Super
well.
Deluxe Edition, multiplayer booster pack stuff.
I don't care about that, so I just want the deluxe.
No, I think standard edition you get the stuff just for pre-ordering. I don't think you do get access to it then. Okay. Well, if you have EA Access, I will say EA Access allows you to have a 10-hour playthrough of any game, basically, that comes out on EA. So if you have EA Access and you're thinking about buying this game, play the full 10-hour demo first, and then think about purchasing it.
Well, it even carries over the save file if you then decide to buy it, which I think is pretty cool.
And if you haven't tried EA Access or Origin Access, as it's called on PC, I think it's called EA Access on Xbox One and Origin Access on PC.
Right.
So they're kind of the same thing, just different platforms. But if you haven't, I think there's a free trial you can try and then do the 10 hours and then see what you think. I mean, I'd say definitely don't pre-order this. I'd say most games definitely don't pre-order.
I don't think there's any use pre-ordering this though.
No.
Unless you're saving a little bit of
I
money.
mean,
But
it's not Nintendo, so they're not going to go and make artificial supply and demand for no reason.
Which I think the correct way of responding to that is to boycott it and not buy it on release, personally, but that's not what people do.
I think people pre-order it because
They do the opposite. It works in their favour because loads of people pre-order it so they can actually get it.
a lot of people do play the physical copies still on PS4 and Xbox. I think there's more PS4 gamers in the UK than any other console. I think because we saw that
number one, yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn was outselling Nintendo's Breath of the Wild,
Which is ridiculous.
on release, which is crazy. I don't think many people want to buy Switches because the Wii U was like criminally undermarketed inside the UK or anywhere really. While Horizon Zero Dawn,
Horizon Zero Dawn is literally everywhere.
you can see it everywhere.
You
It's
go
like
into
huge
if
advertising.
you go into just the high street of anywhere, you will eventually see it.
Yeah.
On multiple stores.
Also, isn't Kojima's new games using the same engine as Horizon Zero Dawn as well?
The one he tweaked.
Yeah, the Guerrilla Games.
I'm glad he tweaked the engine just for.
Yeah.
I'm glad he
Anyway.
did that. Thanks, sir.
So is that what we've got to say about Mass Effect Andromeda? I think the
I
next
think
couple of days are going to be.
I still think it
crucial.
has potential, but it might be fucked up. If it is fucked up on release,
don't
don't buy it until it's
I think
fixed.
with all the things that are said to it, it's almost doomed to fail at this
I
point.
think so.
No matter what comes out.
But if it gets patched and it does start working again in the future, then
well, some.
buy it, I
So the
guess.
final point, I'll just say, some people are saying they should have a day one patch to fix animations. There's no way that's going to happen. Like
I thought
it would take
quite a big.
It would take
problem.
months and months of work to fix the animations.
I don't know. It depends how big the problem is. If it's just slight errors in some of the parameters.
I saw a picture that was like Mass Effect and the one of the main character women, and she had this really the normal buggy weird face.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Here's what Mass Effect Andromeda looks like with years of development with thousands of people. Here's what it looks like when I've done 5 minutes in Photoshop." It's like I fixed it for you.
Yeah.
Anyway. So,
It's unfortunate.
it's another tiny piece of news. There's still Starcraft remastered rumors. Don't really.
Isn't that
there's
all
no source for this stuff though. I have no idea if these are legit. I'm pretty sure it's just someone going, "Yeah, Starcraft remastered is coming."
It's like a hype train circle, which then becomes a full circle. Then people cite that circle as their source.
When it's about to derail, people hype it again.
Yeah, so I'm saying but they make it into a full circle, then people can then cite it as actual evidence, even though there's nothing there.
Oh yeah, because people go, there's rumours about a Starcraft remaster, and they go, where'd you get that from? I was like, I heard there was a rumour there was Starcraft rumours.
Yeah, so the rumours go round in a circle to create a solid point that isn't real. It's like a phantom point.
It's just like
phantom evidence.
It's just like Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
Hypes itself.
Perpetually hype. It goes in phases. It goes less hype, more hype, less hype, but it still perpetually hypes itself.
Perpetual motion. We need to harness the energy.
I feel like we've created perpetual motion. We haven't realised it.
We need to harness the energy of perpetual motion of Starcraft remastered rumours and Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, I feel.
Well, guys, okay, so we're coming towards the end of March. If you hear in April that Half-Life 3 is confirmed, it's probably a joke. We are coming up to April Fools. I'll just say that.
I got I haven't told you this yet, but I got PlayStation sent me a message saying, "Oh yeah, you're a valued customer. I haven't bought anything from them in 4, 5, 6
You're a
years.
valued customer."
They're saying yeah, on April 1st we're going to be implying taxes in your region. It's is this real or is this an April Fool's?
I don't know.
I just feel like if you're a business, don't do anything on April Fool's.
Yeah,
because I don't take it seriously. Even if it is legit, I'm not. I just feel like it's a prank.
It's just a prank, bruh.
But maybe it is real because they're saying they had to, especially in Europe, you get taxes when you buy stuff. They have to they're changing the prices depending on what region you're in and where you buy it. So I thought it was pretty good, I guess, but not for the customer.
So this is the second to last piece of news. We got Warren Spector has been announced as the game director for System Shock 3. So they're making a System Shock 3, and they've invested $12 million into it. So this is coming as well as the. So they're making an official remake of System Shock, which is going to be.
I really want to play because I don't think I couldn't get into playing the actual original version that you can get.
Hang on, because there's more than one remake basically.
What? So,
okay, that's gonna confuse me. So they're making the official one is a remaster. It's a remaster. It's System Shock HD basically.
Yeah.
So it's slightly upgraded with some more features. But then there's the unofficial remake, which is completely remaking the game in 2017 HD.
Redoing every single.
That's the one I want to play. And then they're also making Starbreeze Publishing has signed Other Side Entertainment for System Shock 3 basically. So they're making a System Shock 3 as well. So
yeah, that's actually that's a confusing minefield.
Yeah, there's a lot of System Shock.
People like System Shock though. To be fair, I like the idea of System Shock, but I couldn't get into playing the game. I feel like if it was made today, I would like it, but it's just kind of old systems and.
Well, issues. I'm really excited for the System Shock remake.
Yeah, when we search for this, how do we know which one's which? Do you want the official version or the not official? I think
Night Dive Studios is making the remake of the unofficial one.
So one's one's an HD remaster and one's a remake.
Yeah, someone's. I can look. I know one's on Steam. System Shock Enhanced Edition. No, wait. That's a different one. Okay, so this is confusing. So the remake one. It's just called Night Dive Studios, who I just said.
Yeah,
this is the unofficial remake,
and it's just called System Shock.
But I think Night Dive Studios is they worked on the System Shock Enhanced Edition. I'll look.
What?
It's confusing, isn't it?
So do they have the rights for this then? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. History. Yeah, so they worked on the System Shock Enhanced Edition, and they're now working on System Shock. It's just called System Shock.
Didn't that say they're working on System Shock 3 as well, though?
No, I don't think so. Are they?
Oh, it's just okay. I see. That's really confusing. But so they do have the official.
Other Side Entertainment's working on System Shock 3.
They've been given the rights for this, though.
Apparently, yeah.
So they've already made the enhanced edition, which looks like a polished up version of like the original.
Yeah.
And now they're making the remake where they're
which has been
redoing
funded. The remake's been funded on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out in 2018. They released like a alpha demo sort of thing that was pretty cool that I played through that I really enjoyed. But yeah, check out System Shock, one word, by Night Dive in 2018. And then if you want to see System Shock 3, Other Side Entertainment, published by Starbreeze, and that should be coming out.
Is there an estimate on this, do you think?
I don't know.
3 years from now?
Yeah, a couple. Just look out for System Shock. It's coming out, basically. One System Shock is coming out at some point, basically. But they've invested like 12 million into this, so there's a lot of money into System Shock 3, basically. Anyway.
Small news, and we're
small fake news.
Yeah.
Star Citizen has been confirmed to solely using the Vulkan API. They've dropped DirectX 11.
No one likes DirectX 11.
No, fuck DirectX 11. So, first piece of news, unless you've been playing something interesting this week, Tony.
No.
There's
nothing interesting that's ever happened.
So, PS4 games are now coming to PlayStation Now. So, if you don't know, PlayStation Now is a service that lets you stream PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 3 games onto your PS4, stream them from their servers, or they released it on PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you could stream basically PlayStation games directly to your PC, which is really cool. I actually tried it out on an earlier podcast because I got the I think it was a week or a month free trial, and I played a lot of Sly Cooper.
Waggle-tastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I tried David Cage's
Heavy Rain,
but I didn't have a DualShock controller plugged in, and you can't play that game without the Waggle-tastic DualShock controls, like shaking your controller about. So I hit the shower wall about a minute into the game because I didn't have a DualShock controller plugged in.
Why? Yeah. It's like some
There's also no way in the options to turn DualShock controls off.
No, there's because apparently you can turn off some parts of the game's Waggle-tastic stuff by changing the difficulty. Because the difficulty is just based on how good you are with the motion controls. But no option could completely turn off the Waggle-tastic.
No, you have to have some of it on. And that's the way David Cage wanted it to be played.
The way it was meant to be played.
I found that it was pretty good for latency,
because
especially when you're streaming games.
I was really worried about the latency.
The only issue I found was when I was trying God of War Ascension. I kind of felt it,
right?
Because that's a game you really need.
Stuff.
You really if you were playing an online multiplayer game, or if you were playing a game that requires a lot of quick button inputs, like a fighting game or a hack and slash. Like I was playing God of War, you might feel it. So,
but Ratchet and Clank should be okay.
Yeah, I've been really excited. I think we'd definitely check this out if they bought the Ratchet and Clank remake on the PS4.
Yeah.
Would you get PlayStation Now on your PC if they did this?
I would even probably get a DualShock 4 as well.
Wow.
Just
even though you got the Steam controller.
No, it has to be the correct controller for the.
Okay.
It's one's for Steam, one's for PS.
How is the Steam controller? How are you finding it?
It's still really nice. It has some.
What have you been playing on it?
Well, I was playing Badass Babes again.
Badass Babes. That's
unfortunately
the Steam controller benchmark. Badass Babes.
That's the primary thing I've used it on. Unfortunately.
Alright.
You
played Sonic All-Star Racing Transform.
Yeah, there's actually quite good on that. That's actually I wasn't expecting it to be good, but
have you?
I need to test it on more. I want to test it on Devil May Cry because that's what I'm a bit concerned with.
I want you to test it on more games where you're supposed to use a keyboard and mouse, but it says but you can use the Steam controller like Civ 5.
Oh. No, Sea Skylines is what I want to test because that's actually on their official trailer.
Have you tried
Skylines.
It?
No.
Okay, well you need to try that tonight.
I can't see why I would want to use it. It's just people lounging. Who lounges and plays City Skylines?
Michael.
No.
Scum Retort. I've already leaked that Michael is Scum Retorts in this podcast. I know who Scum Retorts' his real identity is, but no one knows. It's just a one word name, so no one knows. It could be any Michael. Who is Scum
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to anyone because he's not on anything.
No one knows who Scum Retorts other than us, and yeah,
he doesn't go by that name on anything either. Like that's just that's what isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway,
I was gonna say that I'm really looking forward to the PlayStation 4 releases onto PlayStation now, and
yeah,
I mean, as soon as I clicked this link, I was like, don't tempt me with Horizon Zero Dawn. Like that's a good ploy for me to give you even more money.
So the games that are the most popular games during February were Red Dead Redemption.
I'm not surprised to play Red Dead Redemption on PC.
Well, you're streaming it. You're streaming it from a PlayStation. So
yeah. What I don't understand is Batman. Because that's on PC, but I assume people were streaming it on.
Wasn't
on
it
console
wasn't Arkham Origins like completely broken on PC though? And it was actually.
The Origins or the other one? I don't remember which ones were broken.
I've played Asylum City Origins. I haven't played Arkham Knight, the newest one, which was ridiculously broken.
Yeah, I think it's not broken anymore, but it was ridiculously broken.
From playing Arkham Origins on Steam on my computer, it was really buggy and glitchy.
It was still glitchy, was it?
It was there because it released like even more broken. It released like Arkham Knight levels of broken.
Oh, really?
They patched it over time.
No one reported on it at the time, though.
Yeah, so you can play Red Dead Redemption on your PC. You can play
I can play The Last of Us PS3 edition at the moment.
Huge things that are going to push PlayStation 4 games and people buying PS Now on their PCs are going to be Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn, Crash Bandicoot remakes coming out soon, the Insane trilogy.
There's another game that's already out, isn't there? That I can't remember what it was now.
I can't remember.
There's too many games on PlayStation 4 that I want to play.
So they're really stepping up their game to compete with the new Xbox Access thing and the original EA Access sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, we reported on one of the earlier podcasts in 2015 about the EA's own convention. Whatever happened to that? Did they still do that? EA Play or something, I think it's called.
I don't know. I've never heard anything about it again.
Yeah.
Or any coverage whatsoever. It's been like a year since that, right?
I think it was called EA Play. EA Play 2017 has been announced. Let's have a look, actually.
We've been tangerine onto
June 10th. So, June 10th to 12th this year in the Hollywood Palladium?
Palladium? I don't know.
Palladium? I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know if they do a stream even.
It says live on EA.com.
Oh, they'd need to stream on Twitch for sure if they wanted people to watch it.
Well, yeah, but maybe say that, but they don't put their games on Steam. But
oh yeah, nice meme.
I'm not. Anything goes with EA. I don't know.
The question: do you think they'll put their games on the new Twitch store that's coming out?
Maybe because they don't want to go to the because they put their games on Ubisoft stuff, right?
I don't know. Do they?
I thought they did. I can't remember now though.
I don't use Uplay, so I couldn't.
No, I don't. The only things I've ever bought on Uplay is Anno.
The only thing
because I refuse to buy Uplay games through Steam because I have to go through 2 launchers, but I cannot be bothered to do it.
You'd rather launch up Uplay.
Yeah, I just want to launch it through Uplay. So all my Uplay stuff is only on Uplay.
The only thing I've ever done. You remember when Uplay didn't exist more than when you played Assassin's Creed games and you got certain achievements, you could get special armor and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can get little. I think do they still do that with new games?
I don't know.
Because Anno 2070 had that. You could get. There's always there's 4 things you could unlock. The first one being small, second one being.
You get Ubisoft credits for doing certain achievements.
You could spend it cross game and things.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. Getting
it was pretty good. For that. I don't know why you couldn't just give them to you in the first place, but I mean, it keeps you playing, I guess. It makes you want to play.
Yeah, I actually think artificial content walls are actually pretty good for some games. Where if you give a player something, everything it wants to go, right, what do I do now?
Yeah. The progression is quite nice and you unlock it slowly.
You definitely want a smooth progression curve in your game. You don't want to give your player everything at the beginning because they'll get bored.
But for minor things, though, I think it's only good for Ubisoft. Well, not only good for Ubisoft, I guess. It keeps you playing.
So apparently there's a 7-day free trial.
Give it a spin.
So at the moment, you can now stream 483 PS3 games on your PS4 and Windows PC.
I never realised how many games were on PS3. That seems crazy to me.
It has insane amount of games. There's less games on PS4 though, I think.
Yeah, it's hardly any games.
Wasn't there like a joke that PS4 had no games because they released barely any?
Yeah, well, there's more
when
games.
it first came out.
Yeah, there's more games out there. Oh yeah, surely you could be able to stream Final Fantasy 15 on this as well when they finally put PS4 stuff on it. Well, that was it.
It depends what game. So we haven't got any announcement what games they're going to let you stream onto your PC.
I don't know if they're making it so you can stream all the games or just some.
Yeah.
Because I assume I feel like in the future they're going to make it so it's like a timed exclusive on PS4, like before moving it to PS Now, and then eventually bring it to PS Now. But
yeah,
who knows? They haven't announced any of this. They just announced that PlayStation 4 games are coming. Which I feel like they looked at like how much money they were getting from this and going, oh, we can make more money if we put PlayStation 4 games on this. I feel like they were never intending to do this.
Apparently they're doing a private test with PS4 games on PS Now. So if you're an active PS Now subscriber, they're going to email people with codes to get like an early access test for PS4 games. I'm not an active subscriber of PS Now. No. I tried out the week trial, so I just confirm. It's a 7-day free trial you get. And there's not PS2 games. I said earlier you could stream PS2 games. I meant was that the remastered PS3 versions of the PS2 games you could stream off there, basically.
Like the
because that was kind of weird.
Remastered Ratchet and Clank games or the Jack
when
and
I was playing
games.
Sly Cooper, I was playing a PS2 game remastered on a PS3 on my computer with an Xbox 360 controller, which I thought was kind of cool.
Cross generation.
It's like Yandere Dev would say, "Whoa, technology!" I love that meme where he's just looking at the melting ice. Whoa, technology!
It's a good meme.
Yeah.
It's a good meme.
So, PS Now uses cloud saves, so you can start a game on PS4 and continue playing on another PS4 or even your Windows PC or vice versa if you want to.
Which I think that's kind of crazy to me.
Yes, cool.
They're bothered with that, but I mean, it's kind of standard, but I didn't expect it from PlayStation for some reason. So I'm kind of...
This is really cool, I think. I'm going to be really interested to see what catalogue they're coming up with PS4 games. Maybe someone with early access will tell us what
leak it out.
Yeah, I don't know if they will be able to, though, because I think there may be some NDA
Yeah,
stuff.
if they have to sign an NDA to test it, then no.
But yeah, that is PlayStation Now news for this week. Next thing is Blizzard is suing Bossland. So Bossland is the maker of several popular game cheats and hacks for Blizzard games. They're suing them for $8.5 million in copyright damages. They're the famous maker of Honor Body, which is a huge bot in World of Warcraft. So, yeah.
They're going ham on this one. Yeah.
So apparently the cheat maker sold 42,818 of its hacks in the US, and they're going for damages of $200 per hack.
$200?
So the math kind of works out to the $8.5 million.
Why is each hack $200?
I don't...
Is that just like because the average time like someone using it throughout the history of it will slowly get rid of their money?
I don't know. I don't know how they've worked out
how
the
they
figure
justifying $200.
That $200 per cheat sold is $200 in copyright damage. Weird. But I definitely think this is really important because I see so many bots like using Honor Body in World of Warcraft PvP. They're a German-based company, Bossland. So they're behind Honor Body, Demon Body, and currently unavailable Watch Over Tyrant. And Blizzard has been trying to fight it on its home turf for years, and they've already filed a complaint at a federal court in California as well. In the complaint, Blizzard accused Bossland of various forms of copyright infringement, unfair competition, and violating the DMCA anti-circumvention provision. According to Blizzard, the bots and cheats also caused millions of dollars in lost sales, and they ruined their games for many legitimate players. Bossland has failed to have the case dismissed over a lack of jurisdiction. Things went quite quieter earlier this year. Boston stopped responded, and when the court gave the German company a 24-hour ultimatum to reply, it remained silent.
So have they gone back into South Africa as well?
In response, Blizzard has now submitted a motion for default judgment. According to the game developer, it is clear that Boston violated the DMCA by selling its circumvention tools, and it demands to be compensated and returned. So they're selling the tool for about $25. So the WoW Honor Body, the bot for WoW, they're kind of advertising it. They're advertising it as the best third-party bot game for World of Warcraft.
What? I feel like advertising this to everyone in the world is probably a really bad idea.
Well, they've got like this big advertisement with a bee with two swords. Apparently, all bot modes supported. Open API development works with Windows Vista to Windows 8.1. I'm on Windows 10. I can't use Honor Body, unfortunately, and it's easy to set up. And they're charging about €25. So I don't know how someone buying a bot for €25, paying a subscription for WoW for around £10 a month, and then using that costs them $200 in copyright damage. I don't know how they worked out the numbers.
I'm not seeing that.
I'm not saying I support this sort of stuff.
I feel like that's gonna be hard to prove. It's gonna be like the piracy thing, like proving they've lost sales. Like, how do they know people weren't buying the game?
It was trauma caused.
Yeah, like how do they know that people weren't like? Because maybe it was just Warbirds of Donatus making them lose subscribers. Maybe that was it, not the bots.
Apparently, Blizzard said it prefers a conservative estimate of the damages. Boston previously
I don't think that's conservative.
That it sold 118,939 products to users in the United States since July of 2013. And Blizzard projects that a minimum of 36% of these sales were cheats for their games. This translates to 42,818 infringements of a total of well over 8 million in statutory damages. In this case, Blizzard is only seeking the minimum statutory damage of £200 per infringement for a total of 8.5 million. While Blizzard would surely be entitled to seek a larger amount, Blizzard seeks only minimum statutory damages. So what do you think about this, Tony?
I'm just a bit confused why they decided to go for the minimum one. Do they just want to completely just obliterate the company and they know they can't pay like a huge amount of money? I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah.
Are they just trying to? They know. Do they want the money? And they know they can't pay it all, so they're going for the minimum. I'm just really confused.
What?
But I think it's justified though. I understand that there are damages to the game, like, and it is ruining it for people who are legitimately
It's definitely ruining it for people. Like, there's a video online of literally someone in a WoW PvP on I don't remember. It's the Burning Crusade map, Eye of the Storm, I think it is, and they're literally his entire team is bots, and they're just running in between the 2 points AFK, because they keep them moving to avoid being kicked for being AFK.
Yeah.
And then the entire enemy team is bots as well, just running backwards and forwards. Like, there is a huge issue with WoW botting. People have Honor Buddy, people have kick bots. Yeah. And definitely there's like a huge cheating scene in what's it called? Overwatch as well. And we saw not that long ago that League of Legends actually sued a cheat maker.
Yeah.
Of Legends sues cheat maker. I'll just get the information up for you now because I remember reading about this. They won 10 million in a cheating lawsuit against League Sharp, which is like a subscription cheating service. Lots of people in League, it's mainly in big competitive games, they like to use these sort of scripts which help you improve the game and stuff.
It's hard to detect stuff. And
apparently the cheat provider, when they were getting called out, they allegedly attacked rights servers and doxed one of the developers' employees. The League Sharp people even had formed a Peruvian shell company to hold its copyrights and theoretically avoid legal action.
Well, I'm not.
So apparently,
some crazy tactics there. League Sharp
was one of the biggest outfits for offering cheats. but they weren't like the only person putting cheats out there. So there's
but them winning this case is like showing that you can't really get away with this anymore, though. As I feel like that's the primary thing they want to do.
Well, when they won the lawsuit, they got 10 million. The software was banned, and Riot Games got control over its websites as well. So technically, Riot can just go, well, we own League Sharp now. We're going to just start selling their cheats, basically.
Just buy our cheats for our game. We own the copyright.
Yeah.
I'd be crazy if they did actually do that, but I feel like that's not what they're going to do with it. I feel like they're just going to delete System 32 on the websites and the codes themselves.
Yeah, so this was literally not that long ago. This was how long ago? This was it was like a couple of weeks ago even that League.
Do you think Blizzard's? Do you think that them winning this has anything to do with Blizzard wanting to do it now as well? Or do you think it's just carrying on from their anti-cheating stuff from like Overwatch?
I think courts are getting more tech savvy when it comes to this sort of thing. So they can definitely go, someone selling cheats for a game is actually causing damages to the actual copyright holder. Oh, shit, I banged the desk. Is actually causing huge copyright damages to the game. They're violating the terms of service of the game. They're actually committing a crime by doing this. They're profiting off breaking copyright and, breaking the rules of the game.
Well, yeah, it's in the license agreement as well, isn't it? You're not meant to circumvent their systems.
The DMCA. They're under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Yeah. For whatever reason, DMCA is like one of the highest acronyms for me to actually remember what it stands for. I don't know why. It's like it's like the Millennium bit. It's like why?
Just remember the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars.
That's not going to help me. I feel like that's not going to help me in any way.
Okay, well that's mostly what I want to say about Blizzard.
I assume they're going to win. Well, I don't think. They're not going to get their money. I don't think.
Well, I think when Riot Games can sue one of the biggest the league cheat makers and win 10 million. I think Blizzard suing one of the biggest WoW cheaters and honor buddy people for 8.5 million. But it doesn't seem that ridiculous anymore.
Yeah, but they're not. If they're not responding though, then how are they going to get them to go to court?
They can. We said they can force a verdict, a default judgment.
Yeah, that's fine.
If they don't respond,
that's fine. But they can seize their assets and things, but it's not going to get their money though. I feel like the money, if they don't respond, they can't find anything. All they can do is seize their assets and give it to Blizzard, and that's what they can do. I'm not sure.
So apparently, the Boston CEO Zwenton Lest's show said that the company may take action after the default judgment comes in. We only filed a motion to dismiss the case. As U.S. courts have no jurisdiction, the motion was declined. We will appeal the decision on the motion to dismiss once the default judgment is served. Boston GmbH has no business in the U.S. We have no offices and no employees, and we do not advertise there nor use us US-based companies. Additionally, Letshu points out the average license isn't anywhere near $200. That's only for the legendary package, of which they sold less than 100 copies. So apparently, the legendary package of the Honor Buddy cost $200. Okay. So we're going into another problem here where someone on the internet has created a game and they're based in the US. And someone in Germany is, breaking copyright of that said game over the internet from Germany, and now
but it's being sold to people in the US, though.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
So it is still in their jurisdiction.
I definitely don't think that the statement of no one outside of Germany bought.
Well, I think the reason why it wasn't dismissed is because they looked at the Blizzard's thing and went, they've only mentioned stuff in the US. They've only mentioned sales in the US.
Yeah.
So it can't be dismissed. Which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a I feel like they do have jurisdiction over this.
The problem is
their game.
There's been an egregiance on the internet, and now two courts are trying to find some way to get this egregious, done over with, which is always going to be tough. But I think if, Riot Games, probably like Blizzard and Riot, are probably two of the biggest online competitive companies out there right now. I think if League of Legends and Riot Games can get $10 million from the league cheaters, I think it's definitely possible for Blizzard to do this, because they've been fighting cheaters in Overwatch and stuff for a while, and they're finally taking actions against the WoW cheaters. They've been banning the players from the game for years through ban waves, but they found that people will keep making new accounts and keep buying the cheats. So what they've had to do is attack the root of the cause now. They've had to go to the cheat makers and stop them from selling it, basically.
We should work as well, because if this sets a precedent, there shouldn't be as many companies or people willing to create cheats and sell them to make profit from
I think there's going to be a huge decline in people using cheats if they can't make a profit off them, basically. Because what's the point of mass distributing cheats if you're not making any money from it? I mean,
if it's not worth the money, then there's no point using them. There's no point developing them.
A lot of people who break this sort of stuff and use cheats are just doing it for the money. People will always see a profit in anything. I mean, we see like on private servers even, which is like on a shaky ethical ground on copyright. We see people putting cash shops on there. People who want to sell, gold, who want to just make a profit off of somebody else's hard work, basically.
It's kind of a bit different for private servers.
I'm definitely not trying to say that cheating in WoW is the same as
it is tricky
server.
for private servers though. Like, I do respect the ones that don't have these cash shops and things way more than those who do.
Because we're getting into the idea of emulation now, where according to Nintendo, emulation is pure piracy, but most people would say that this is the only way you can enjoy these games and think emulation is fine, sort of thing. So we'll move on to the final topic, which is the No Man's Sky Pathfinder update. So No Man's Sky's not a dead game as well. This is the Not Dead Game podcast, apparently. So short. My boy Sean Murray's come out for the Pathfinder update version 1.2, and they've added a bunch of cars.
It's not the only thing they've added, but bunch of cars is like the primary thing they've added.
So they added a bunch of vehicles.
Extra crafters, right? Or exo...
Yeah.
Whatever they call them.
A bunch of planetary vehicles. They added PS4 Pro support, ship weapon specialization, a permadeath mode, and they added visual updates. So they've added...
the visual update's actually really cool, actually. Like, they've put a lot of effort into it. Like, the game looks better than it looked kind of flat when they originally came out. Now, they've put more effort into... I remember what this is called. It's like, say what? Oh yeah, the HDR stuff. That's what it's called. They've put more effort into that, but it looks like a huge amount.
Yeah, they've added 1080p and 4K support as well. Yeah. So you can play it on 4K on your PS4 Pro and on your PC basically as well.
But the other thing that they've added, because the vehicles can only be on the planet where you set up your base, from the previous update. I assume the previous main update.
Yeah.
And which people have some problems with, but I'm hoping they'll become more fleshed out in future updates and things. You can also now own multiple ships, and the ships themselves also have classifications as well as the weapons and things.
So one thing they've done is people were complaining about you couldn't interact with anything outside of the game. It's purely single player when it was advertised as multiplayer. Apparently bases can now be shared online, allowing other players to discover and explore your outpost.
I think that's really cool.
So there's Steam Workshop integration now for No Man's Sky, so you can instantly upload your base to the workshop, and then you can download your friend's base and go around it. You're not going to be able to walk around it with them.
No, but the other thing they've done as well, they've added you can make racetracks, and you can go and find that as well. And so again, it's bare bones multiplayer-ish, multiplayer aspects, not multiplayer really at all. So I saw the Tech Foundry
the Tech Foundry did some tests to see how the FPS was affected by 4K and stuff. It seems to run okay. It seems to run okay on PC. It looks pretty good. PS4 Pro had some struggles with 4K. It was a lot better. The PS3 version, not PS4, PS4 normal version.
One, yeah.
You don't try and run 4K on that. I don't think.
Don't even bother.
Yeah, just run it in 1080p. Basically.
To be fair, the original PlayStation 4 wasn't designed for that though. To be fair, so. But I honestly think like with their new graphical settings that they've added to it, like it looks far more like the original trailers that they had for it. I think like the atmospheres look far better. Although they've also added a photo mode as well. That should be mentioned, where you can change, like in the photo mode, you can change the time of day to get good looking screenshots, which looks really cool.
Yeah, I read that on PC Gamer, someone who'd been retrying No Man's Sky with the new update. He says, I used to walk around the Earth, but now I found myself crashing into everything with the car just because it's satisfying to just...
The car looks really fun.
Just destroy everything with the car. I think I run over more creatures with the car.
Well, what's wrong with that? You said that as if that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no. It's
more interaction.
Not a bad thing.
I only think this is really cool. I just wish there was like more ways to like bring vehicles to more planets. I think it'd be cool if like the next update they had
less Lego creatures. And more...
I thought it'd be cool if like the next update they had like a dropship, which you pick up your car and bring it to a new planet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got big cargo ships, right? So why can't
the freighters?
Yeah, the freighters. Why can't you?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why couldn't the cars be on the freighters and then you move it down to the planet yourself? I don't know.
If you're interested in this, definitely check out the video on YouTube, or you can go to nomansky.com and look up the Pathfinder update. It looks pretty good. I mean, since the couple of updates have come out, last time
I'm actually more willing to buy it at this point than any other point in its past.
So another thing, you can own multiple ships now. So you have use the enormous hangar in your freighter to have your own collection of starships instead of being tied to just one.
Can you own 4 ships now, or can you own more than that? I can't remember that.
There's new specialization and classes for ships. So there's shuttles, haulers, and explorers. So each spaceship has its own specialization. Where shuttles
and there's a rarity class as well from A, B, C, and S.
Yeah, so
which is really cool.
Fighters are the best combat ones. Explorers are best for.
I think it's just like movement speed and getting to places quickly.
Explorers have better warp capabilities. Haulers have increased cargo holds.
And the shuttles
are just all round, of course.
That's basically what all the old ships were before. They're basically just shuttles.
So, with the new ship type, with the class rating, does it go S, A, B, C as like the ranks of the... Okay, that's
because it's based on rarity, but what I read from this, I'm not sure how that actually works, but you do get like a little bit more like stat boosted from like the more rare stuff. Which I thought was pretty cool. So it's like a better collection of starships.
So before you own multiple ships, you would of course trade in. You could trade in your old ship. But now you also have the option to trade in your own ship for a discount on another ship as well, if you like the idea of having one ship. We talked about the PlayStation Pro 4K support. It's been optimized for 4K on PC and PS4 Pro.
I do agree with the statement. No Man's Sky never looked better. That is true.
Yeah, I do like the visual improvements. If you want to see what it looks like, definitely go on the Digital Foundry Pathfinder update video.
There are videos on YouTube as well that show like a before and after, like the old graphics to the new ones, and like to me, like the new ones are just like so much better.
Because they do go over very specific details, such as some of the bloom effects they use aren't as good as the old ones.
Yeah.
And some of like the grass effects look better when you're looking away from them, but if you go closer and look at the detail, you can kind of see the effect that it has.
Oh, there's another part update that we haven't talked about is they've added more stuff to the factions. There's more technology you can unlock. You have to have like a high reputation with the different factions now to get higher technologies with them. So like they've actually made it so there's a progression system for each of the factions.
So much. Hang on, we've barely gone into this update. Holy shit!
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I'm just scrolling through the page update. This is really cool, Sean.
It's a huge.
Wait, you didn't abandon your game like Goddess. What's going on?
He's not Peter Molyneux.
So the new vehicles are the exocrafts. So the smallest exocraft is the Nomad, which has not a lot of cargo space, but it's very quick and agile and can go on water.
I think that the next one down is like the Roma.
Yeah, the Roma.
The four-wheeled.
It's good all range.
Yeah, it's just
all range, and it's like for rugged terrain.
It's just like a car, like a the thing that Patrick Stewart drove in one of the Star Trek films. It's like one of those. Where it reminds me of
a buggy or something.
Yeah, like a dune buggy or something. That's where it reminds me of.
Finally, there's the Colossus, which is the biggest exocraft, and this is like a huge behemoth car with big cargo space.
It has a huge like mining gun on the top as well, and there's some materials that you have to have that to be able to mine it.
So they're adding kind of more like progression.
Yeah, which is what I wanted from the beginning. So they've added more stuff to factions and they've added more progression stuff, which I really like the sound of.
What I really wanted was like a Subnautica in space, basically.
I think that's what they're trying to go for at the moment. So far, the 2 updates. But we still need to see more though.
So you acquire exocraft by hiring a Viking technician from your planetary base and completing a series of new missions as well.
So that's like you have to do like complete missions for like each of the 3 factions to be able to then level up your reputation.
You can equip weapons and boost the speed of the vehicles and stuff as well.
So the boost for the vehicles do look really good actually. Like it does make like a sense of speed that you've never really seen before.
So
in No Man's Sky.
You were talking about the exocraft races. So,
yeah, they're a bit weak sauce to be honest.
So you hone your driving skills by building your own race circuit on your home planet and find the most interesting planet and create a time trial.
It's not really a racetrack though. It's just like you put a load of waypoints down like GTA 5 online style.
When you put down this racetrack, you can go in it and you can do a time trial sort of thing on it and see how fast you can go. And then when you upload your base to base sharing, other people can race on your circuit and see how fast they can do it as well. So that's kind of cool. They're kind of trying to add pseudo multiplayer stuff to the game now.
I think this is like the weakest part of this update, but I feel like
I think it's really cool.
It's kind of boring though. Like it's not that interesting.
I think this is adding more connectivity than the base game ever
absolutely.
had.
But it'd be cool if you could actually have like base parts that are actually like designed, like you could actually like design the track itself, so you could like hit the walls and you can't go out of bounds in it. I think that would be better. But I understand why you couldn't give it to us now if that wasn't.
Couldn't you design a track in your
might be
base
able to.
with parts?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the vehicles work with the collision of base parts. I don't actually know.
So there's new shops and traders. So new traders have been added to space stations with a whole new currency. There's a new currency called nanite clusters that have been found in various locations in abandoned bases and cargo crates. And blueprint stocks will refresh periodically, so check back in time to see if there's any new or rare blueprints that become available. So the kind of the system in Subnautica, because you kind of had to scan things to unlock things, but they kind of do
This is doing it through you find them and you buy them through
I've got if you saw the spotlight, actually no, you won't have seen the spotlight yet.
You will see it though.
We did a spotlight on Slime Rancher, and I've just unlocked the science lab on Slime Rancher, so I'm scanning blueprints for my new slime technology as well.
Slime Rancher is a game I really need to get, I think.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But
yeah, so you're saying you're starting with 3 NPC factions is now important as traders will only sell the best technology to their closest allies. So traders kind of sell to the faction you're aligned to. So you have the Gek, the Viking, and the Korvac.
Which is like, I think one's like cargo, one's like science, and one's like military, as far as I can tell.
As you know, they had the last base building update basically.
Yeah.
The customization for your base has been doubled. There's like huge new parts, and I think for the new lights and blocks and stuff you can put down, I think you could build a racetrack out of this for sure.
I think I'd have to see if someone's actually done it or not, but yeah, I assume it is possible to do.
So there's new multi-tool specialization and classes have been added, so you can choose between pistols, rifles, experimental, and alien specializations, which also have new class ratings: S rank, A class, B rank.
I don't know why they don't put the S before the A though, because surely A's second best, S is the best.
S is the best, A is the...
Yeah, because up there they've got S, A, B, C, and then when they've shown...
I think S is like legendary class.
Well, that's like in like when you're like doing spectacle fighter stuff, like you get like S rank, double S rank, triple S. It's kind of like that.
When I first played like those Japanese games, it always confused me that S class was like above A. I was like, what?
then double S, triple S.
I never understood why S.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Actually, I've never looked into it.
I'll look it up. Maybe we can talk about it
next time.
There's new weapon modes. Both multi-tool and ship weaponry can be upgraded and improved.
They did it really cool.
And of course, actually, I can't sell photo mode. Sure, actually.
No, the photo mode is actually legitimately really good. I
was gonna say permadeath mode was the last great feature. But yeah, let's talk about permadeath mode. Basically, if you like your roguelites like me,
it's Iron Man mode basically.
So permadeath mode is basically the same as survival mode, but dying in space. In survival mode, dying in space will restart you on the nearest planet's surface away from your crashed ship. But permadeath mode, when you die, you have to start again. Permadeath.
Your save's deleted.
But you can unlock new survival and permadeath trophies. So if you like trophies,
if that's what you want, go for it. But photo mode,
actually
really
looks
good.
dope. Look at the photos for this. You can change
you can change it. You can change the time of day independently of the actual game's time of day, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, so you can change cloud layers and fog density. You can pause the time of day for
filters as well.
You can go into you can find the perfect angle. You can have free camera mode and third person mode, and there's even Instagram filters, so you can upload your No Man's Sky pictures to Instagram.
It's legitimately really good, especially with the graphics update as well. There's so many good screenshots you can take.
So apparently they worked with a well-known game photographer, Dead End Thrills, to actually implement and improve the photo mode. They said, "What would you like?"
Those are some fantastic.
Yeah, this guy is like a professional, guy who takes photos in games. And he said, "What would you like in a photo mode tool?" And they implement that into the system. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, this is a good premise to do.
There's some really cool screenshots there if you want to check that out. There's
I'll have to link this as well, actually, because it's a huge page on just the update.
Yeah, I think definitely check out the screenshots. They look really cool. Check out the video. There's been improvements to the discovery menu, which allows travelers to journey with a sense of purpose. If you like that sort of stuff, that's cool.
I think it makes it easier to try and find old planets as well. I think.
There's They've added new music from 65 Day of Static, which is the band, their favourite band.
Yeah, the music in No Man's Sky has always been its strongest point.
There's 8 new soundscapes for the game, as well as lots of new loading music. And there's a sample on the Pathfinder update website, and they've made quite a few quality of life improvements. If you like.
But this update is really good. You know those annoying black bars?
Yeah, I hated those.
You can now skip them. You don't have to see them all the time, obscuring, especially when you're in combat, and it's making so you can't actually fight back.
I remember I got one of those journey milestones for walking. When I first played the game, I got one of those milestones for walking a certain distance when I didn't know there was a sprint button. So yeah, I was like, oh, a little black bar on my screen. But now that's probably the biggest of the quality of life is. You can now.
I think renaming your ship's quite big as well.
Renaming your ship's pretty cool, but you can now.
But the black bar skipping useful.
You kind of need to rename your ship because you can have multiple ships.
You can have multiple ships. That's going to be confusing.
So if you want to look at any more quality of life improvements, check out the Pathfinder update website. And that is the final topic for the Inbetween podcast number 29. We're coming up to the 30 podcast done, Tony.
April podcast, here we come.
So it's Tony's wish list.
The best and greatest games on the wish list.
Is this the new Z game you said?
Yeah.
So Tony collects games and he wants a game of every letter in the alphabet for some reason.
For Z, I previously had to get the game called Z, which was a terrible
There's
game.
A brand new release that was added on the 18th of March called ZZZZZ-ZZZZ-ZZZ. And it's coming soon, and it says, when you sleep, you are dreaming. Some dreams are beautiful and vivid, the others are strange, and the rest of them are horrible. We're having them all the night. And then you wake up and you forget them. But what if one day awakening would be difficult task? Could you find your way out of a dream? And then it just cuts off.
Yeah, so basically this is a weird platformer where the concept is trying to get.
Is it a
escape.
platformer?
I think so.
The popular tags are casual adventure and indie.
I don't know. It looks platformy to me, but that's just.
It only features a single player so far. It's not been released, but according to this, it has. There's no audio, so it's just like one of those kind of retro interface things where it's like brings up text on screen like Pokemon or something, and it's in English and Russian. So I'm guessing
some
Saint Heisa is a Russian developer. I'm gonna say.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say. They've also worked on Signal. Let's have a look. Because we don't know much about this game. Let's look at that other game, Sig.Null. This is a remake and expansion of an earlier puzzle script game, Signal, which I thought was so brilliant about the original, was which the rules never change. The level design is so that your ability to fully comprehend and exploit these rules shifts radically over... He's again...
He's run out of space.
Run out of space in the description. But this was voted onto the Steam page by Greenlight, which, rest in peace, is going
Yeah, so both of these games have been gone through Greenlight, so... It's interesting. There are 6 people playing this right now.
Someone said meh, not recommend. Someone said it's good.
Someone said good game.
Hashtag coupon.
I don't know. But going back to the original game we're talking about though, I feel like some of the levels look more interesting than the others, like some of the lighting.
So his first game was a remake of a puzzle game. So I'm going to assume there's going to be quite a few puzzle elements in this game.
Yeah, and to me this looks like some sort of puzzle platforming adventure thing.
To me it kind of looks like a Flash game.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not sure.
Depends how cheap it is, I guess.
Yeah.
How much is it worth?
There's no price because it just says coming soon. It's not even
release date
yet.
soon.
You're like just waiting, anticipating the day ZZZ comes out.
I'll put it on my wish list so I can actually get an email saying this game's come out.
I thought you turned that off. That you get.
No, I turned off this when they go on sale because that's super annoying. I don't care.
Apparently, Slime Rancher is like this.
Yeah, I'm not. I think it's going true. By the tags because the tags are so limited.
Okay. Well, Tony, I'm not putting this on my wish list, but when it comes out and if it's good, tell me. You can have a Z game in your your alphabet of games.
My second Z game, yeah.
What is Constellation Dystania?
I don't remember. I added too much stuff to my wish list.
Constellation Dystania fuses together a traditional text adventure and a modern 3D gameplay. Players will unravel the mystery of Dystania in a game of twists and turns, missions, and mining and free flying. Also in VR. Is it room? It can't be room scale. Is that right? Yeah, it's seated.
Yeah, I'd assume it's just.
So an adventure, indie, action, strategy, sci-fi.
Oh, could you imagine like a room scale VR game with like in engineering and like warp core management?
What, like the Star Trek game?
Yeah.
For PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Did that ever come out?
I don't think it's out yet. I don't know though, but I would play that. I'd be Geordie LaForge. Yeah,
that sounds pretty cool. So this is adventure, indie, action, strategy.
I just thought the graphics were really interesting, and the premise was pretty good.
I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm pretty sure, but I'm not entirely sure. But
partial controller support.
I don't think I'd be using a controller for this somehow.
But the thing is, it's in 3D, so I don't see why you would use VR.
No, I'm unless like maybe it's like more impressive in like if you can look around yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, to me,
because it is kind of pretty.
It's very polygony.
Yeah, I really like that.
It works for some things, but I'm not feeling it that much in this game.
Really? I think it really works really well. I think it looks really cool.
I have to see if there's a gameplay trailer because I'm not really sure what's going on. You can apparently free fly and do mining and stuff.
I think it's just like one of those...
you can go in first person in your ship.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So you put on like an Oculus or...
So you see you're actually flying... So it's like...
controller.
Like Elite Dangerous, you're actually flying your ship around and doing stuff, I presume.
Yeah. Partial controllers.
What? Do you see that warp effect?
Ooh.
That's some violent warping in.
So with partial control support, doesn't it just mean you can't use the controller in the menus, basically?
I think it just depends from game to game. I don't think... Maybe, I guess? I don't know, though.
We were known for fearless piloting. See, what's going on here? Like, the world's breaking up into polygons.
Yeah, the world broke apart and now you're not going to the core. The red core.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty cool. I like this.
It looks okay.
But these are the kind of games I actually really quite like, though.
Yeah.
It's just like space flying.
I don't think I'd like this though.
No, I don't think many. It's not like a big genre, to be fair. Is that concept art? What? I feel like
you're not allowed to use concept art in your screenshots anymore, Tony. It's banned.
no, but isn't it? It's just popped up in a trailer for like half a second.
Anyway,
hang on, you've got a karma meter.
Yeah, it's like an old scale text adventure. So
Yeah.
There might be some RPG-ish elements when it comes to role playing.
That comes from
factions
the
and
strategy stuff. I think it comes into right because it's like resource management between factions and I don't know. It looks really interesting to me.
This is £10 on Steam, so check this out if you're interested in it. I'll have a look at the reviews quickly.
Well,
it's not a space simulator like Elite Dangerous, so if you're looking for a game like that, it's not that. But the plot is built around a big story, so yeah, it seems like kind of those old school story-based sort of games put into a 3D space world, which if you're interested
it's like
in
RPG Maker crossed with Elite Dangerous. With guns.
With guns.
Just to preface this, there's definitely guns in this, for sure.
Okay.
How many hours do they normally put in?
Well, someone's got 18 hours, some have got 10.
Yeah, that seems pretty solid.
6,
that's going up to
8.
As a pre-release version, alright.
This game features a very exposition-heavy, completely linear campaign with no replay value and only one saved position. The controls are initially confusing, and if you're able to pilot the shuttle jerk and not the mothership. So someone's saying it's quite linear, the game. It's not.
Well, the story is, yeah.
I don't think it's as open world as it's kind of portraying to be. Looks like it's very linear, like a campaign sort of thing.
I assume that like you warp to a map and then you just explore it and to complete the objectives, though. Sort of like how a strategy game sort of does its campaign.
Well, they haven't shown anything about how you actually get around in the trailer or screenshots at all.
It's a bit weird.
Well, I'd definitely check out a full review of this one before I'd purchase it.
Only £10 though. What could possibly go wrong?
I wouldn't.
I would.
It's not interested.
Not interested.
I'm not interested. Right. What is WavePad?
That's not a game.
Well, we can still talk about it.
You want to do it? Okay.
Wait, WavePad audio editor offering professional experience. WavePad is a full-featured music and audio editor. Enjoy the ability to create recordings and simply drag and drop your own audio. Customize your project by using a wide range of editing tools and effects. What is this, Tony?
It's an audio software.
What do you want it for?
To mess around with audio stuff.
Can't you do this stuff in Audacity?
No.
What are you going to do with the audio?
I don't know. I've added many softwares to my wish list. I don't know what I'll do.
This is why I asked the question, why is this game on Tony's wish list? And sometimes, even you don't know.
I just think it'd be cool to have. What's wrong with that?
It's £76.
It is steep, but all of the audio stuff is really steep.
This one's going on my not interested list. £76 for a fucking audio editor.
Well, it's either that or Fruity Loops. I mean, what do you want?
I don't want either of those, to be honest with you.
I want both of them.
There's no reviews for it either. It came out...
only came out...
last month.
3 weeks ago. I don't know.
Have you seen any reviews for this? Or
No.
you just went, £76, audio editor, it's going on the wish list? Jesus Christ, Tony. You did not research this one.
Hang on, there's definitely a review rating, isn't there? In the description. Unbiased rating.
Overall, no user reviews.
No, you scroll down, they've got a 5.0 on Amazon. What does that mean?
Someone on Amazon reviewed it. What? Hang on, let me go on Amazon.
Do they mean like 5 stars when they say 5?
I think you can buy it on Amazon.
19
NHC software, is it? Yeah, it's the same people. I don't like it. It didn't serve the purpose it wanted to serve. It kept crashing. It was really annoying from my experience. I wouldn't recommend
MP3
it.
let it
That's
down.
the verified purchase, and lots of people agreed with this and found it helpful. 5 people found this helpful.
Fairly good.
MP3 letdown. Cost pounds to save the MP3, and even though no more than 128k KPS. Don't understand that. Other than that, had useful options and potential.
So you're trying to say I should buy Fruity Loops instead?
This looks like a piece of shit. It's going on my not interested list. I don't know why you put your faith in this newly released audio editor that costs 76 quid that you have no idea.
It has to be good at £76.
Just because it costs a lot of money doesn't mean it's not a pile of shit, Tony. We know that.
You might know that, but I don't know that.
Okay, so before we end the show, we'll do that. So last, we said that Danny Dye's on his sabbatical. He's gone off to Africa to run away from EastEnders. So we've decided that since Peter Molyneux doesn't have a Twitter account, or what he does, but he never tweets on it.
Yeah, so because our two idols, Danny Dye and Peter Molyneux, don't tweet at the moment very much,
we're going to have to do Peter Molyneux, which is the fantastic parody Peter Molyneux account, which is probably one of my favourite
I love
accounts on Twitter.
The profile picture is perfect for this as well. Like,
you've used that picture in so many
I've
edits.
used it. Yeah, it is a perfect picture, but it works so well for Twitter as well.
So
imagine.
I'll do my Peter impression as I read out this tweet. Has there ever been a game where you are made aware that there is a stone pebble in your socks and shoes and you have to empty them? #research. Now, that is fantastic. That is exactly like something Peter would do or say.
The game we need.
I really want to play a game where you are made aware that there's a stone pebble in your shoes.
You have to animations like take.
Because
like,
I'm always
you know, like Far Cry, where you have to like heal yourself up. You have to take your shoe off, get the
stone
out,
you have to
put it back in.
Just like a fully animated taking the shoe off, patting it, getting rid of the stone and pebbles. I'm always like walking around like there's a fucking stone or pebble in my shoe and I have to take it off. Why?
It's the type of immersive thing that's not been in a game yet. I feel like that's next level.
This is the stuff that's not making the immersive.
Oh, can you imagine that in VR?
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
So you walk around and you're like, oh shit, I've got a stone in my shoe.
Well, imagine if you got a stone in your shoe in VR but not in real life. What? Does that break up the immersion?
Well, you get a stone in real life but not in VR.
Shit, that's next level. Holy moly!
The technology just isn't there.
One day, Peter Molyneux is gonna develop a VR game, and it's gonna come out, and you're gonna go, "Wait a minute, there's a stone in my shoe."
I know we've said this in the past in one of our last July or August podcasts, and we named it after I wish Peter
made a VR.
I honestly wish Peter would make a VR game. I think it'd be so silly, but so weird at the same time that actually
Goddess Wars 2 Electric Boogaloo VR edition.
I think that could actually work if they put enough time into it.
Here we go.
I don't know.
Actually, I think Goddess is one of those games that would be amazing in VR. Like, one of those God games that would be really cool in VR. Yeah. Thinking about it.
Like the, what's the cop one? Like the VR
cop. Yeah, I remember
Giant Cop?
Giant Cop. It's an Oculus exclusive, I think.
Fuck you, Facebook.
Oof.
I wanted to play Giant Cop.
Giant Cop Justice Above Us All? It says coming soon on Steam.
Does it say what platforms it is?
Headsets Okay, I think it might be a timed exclusive because it says HTC Vive as well.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, but Giant Cop is that
release date sometime this year.
We thought was really cool.
It still looks really good.
Yeah, where you're like a giant cop and you do a bunch of random shit in a city. You're like a detective and you have to find you're kind of like this god cop and you have to find the person who committed the crime. We're getting really off topic of Peter Molyneux, actually. But that's what we want to say. That was the Peter Molyneux tweet for this week. So this is the end of the show. You can just on vid.me/Inbetween podcast on YouTube, of course. Check us out. Search Everything Inbetween podcast. Twitter at Scorn2000. Facebook Scorn. And check out the baked bean fact. I don't remember which one it is. I'm pointing down like you can see me. And
It's not even down, it's just across the screen in the middle.
Just check out the baked bean fact. I guarantee it's going to be a good one. So yeah, that's the end. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
You don't have to say bye twice.
Yes, I do.